I'm Cannon.
I'm Zach.
I'm Sam.
I'm Diana.
And this is our EVT presentation.
Yeah, it is. So, Zach, why don't you tell us about what our experiment was?
So for our experiment, we went to 3 different locations, restaurants, Taco Bell, Panda Express, and Northtown Coffee House, and we were going to try to break the social norm of eating. So Sam and myself, we went in and we ate very disturbingly. We smashed tacos in our face, we poured drinks on ourselves.
Not too much though. It was just like, kind of just let it run down the face.
Yeah, so that was...
Got very messy. And we, Diana and Cannon took notes and they wrote down the reactions of the people around us.
Our hypothesis was that people would like us less, rather if we hadn't run the experiment, because we were breaking the social norm of eating. Most people are just trying to sit down and have a meal. We also thought people would be grossed out or leave, because, you know, rather than have taco ingredients thrown in their direction.
So to conduct this experiment, we went to 3 different locations. Like Zach previously said, we went to Taco Bell, Panda Express, and Northtown. To conduct this experiment, we walked into the restaurant in different increments, so they were 5 minutes apart. We ordered food, aka the eaters ordered food, and then they sat at different areas in the restaurant. When their food actually arrived, they had kind of scoped out a group of people, and as they ate, they made eye contact with those people, and Diana and I would then record the reactions of them, of the people within the restaurant, and how that they reacted to this absurd behavior, and that's pretty much how we did it. We walked in, did it 5 different times at each restaurant, 3 different restaurants, made for 15 takes. It turned out really well, and I think it kind of was a different, well, the outcome was a lot different than we believed that it would be, so that's how we did it.
Yeah, when we were there, we thought that they were gonna get upset or try to kick us out, but like one of the employees, he did like a weird face expression. He was like, "What is he doing here? Like, why is he doing this?"
Yeah. It was like almost like he didn't really care. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's fine.
And there was a lady who was actually, she was telling the person she was with what he was doing, and she found that hilarious. So she was laughing.
Yeah, and we did obviously get a manager's permission before we ever did this experiment. We walked them through exactly what we were going to do, but the people's reactions were a lot more amusing than we believed that they would be. We thought that they were going to be a lot more disturbing and maybe even say something to us. And one woman did like look at Sam she was pretty angry, and she turned like a different direction than she was actually previously.
But none of the other workers knew.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting to get their reactions because they see everybody eat. So it was like, they're like...
We livened up their day a little bit, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
Out of all the reactions, probably 11 out of 15 of them were good and positive. You know, people were laughing. It might have been an awkward laugh or an uncomfortable laugh, but they were laughing. And 4 out of the 15 weren't. They were pretty uncomfortable and looked upset. 2 out of the 4 were older, and then the other 2 kind of were just weirded out by it, which, I mean, I feel like I would be too. But... like our experiment showed, I guess that's not usually the case.
Yeah, so as we kind of touched on a little bit, our hypothesis was wrong. We got a lot more positive feedback than anticipated. I think my favorite part was the lady sitting. It was like our first take. We took it to Taco Bell, and the lady looks at me while I'm doing it. She looks back at her husband, and she says, "He just did this with a taco." I think that was my favorite part. I didn't really hold it together because, like, I almost started, like, laughing because obviously it wasn't how I normally eat.
Well, and it made me laugh, too, because you guys made eye contact first.
Yes, we did.
She saw you do it, and then she turned to her husband and then said that, and then started laughing. It wasn't anything, like, disturbing.
Yeah,
or,
no
like,
one
she
got
was
mad.
Upset. Yeah.
Or anything like that.
So I guess, like, the moral of this is that a lot of people don't react how we would expect them to react. Instead, they're a lot more prone to be amused by it instead of.
Or just didn't care.
Yeah,
Like,
or
they're
just-
they're just like, you see that
Yeah.
guy? And they're like, yep, and that's it.
I mean, there were some select few that obviously they did mind it. We do think that maybe, you know, if the people were older or if it was later in the afternoon, that maybe we would get a different reaction, but the majority of the people were young. And it turned out really well. Like our hypothesis says, it was wrong. So.
Yeah. There was definitely a trend with the age. With the age of people. Like, I know, like, we did the experiment at this Taco Bell here right around campus, and it's a lot of college kids. But also, like, we got reactions from them that we didn't get from, like, just people stopping in for lunch that, you know, work around here. Like, they were a lot more like, this guy's super weird. The
Well,
college kids really didn't pay me any mind
No,
for the
they
most
didn't.
part.
And I know at Northtown too, like, it's more of a younger you know,
Right.
basis of people, and they didn't seem to mind either. I mean, it was college kids studying when we went.
Yeah.
And it was funny because they didn't care either.
They just put their headphones in.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
people
They were
our
just like,
age just
look
think
away.
that it's normal for people to be weird and out of
Yeah.
character. But yeah, so like I said, the moral of this is that we really don't react the way that we would expect to react, especially while eating out. You know, if someone breaks that social norm, we're not gonna go out of our way to try and stop it or react the way that we would expect. We might just find it funny.
All right. Well, we have a quick clip for you of our experiment. Here it is.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching it. Hope you enjoyed Sam smashing a taco into his face. Again, I'm Cannon. This is Zach, Sam,
Diana?
and Diana. We want to give a huge thank you to Northtown, Panda Express, and Taco Bell for allowing us to do this. We know it's probably out of what they usually do, and out of their social norm in a way. So we thank you for that.